have the Dwayne Wade jersey on because in honor of tonight and last night, they unveiled the Dwayne Wade statue outside Kaseya Center. Absolutely unbelievable statue that they put out outside the stadium. There was some mixed opinions. I personally like it. This was, to me, it feels like the pose came from the nights where Dwayne Wade had that three-pointer by the half courts against the Chicago Bulls in double overtime. This was that he did this, my house, against the Bulls at that season. I forgot what season number that was, but I think that's where it came from. The pose right there, you know? And I like the statue, I really do. Do I think he looks like a grandfather? Well, I don't know. Some people are saying that. I'm not saying that. All I'm saying is I really like the statue. I like the statue. There, I said it. And this was a statue night for Dwayne Wade to play against the Pistons, where the Pistons still find a way to make it interesting against the Miami Heat. But for the Pistons, unfortunately, they have not won a game, and they still have not won the game. And sorry, Detroit, but we're not going to surrender a victory. We were not going to surrender. That's why Butler, Rozier, and Hero came up close. And how about Thomas Bryant? I'm shocked. But anyway, yeah. So Detroit Pistons come in town to play against the Miami Heat, and we can start with the box score, as you know. That's what we always do in Heat recaps. Let me just clear this. There we go. So we start with Detroit because they are the road team. Tobias Harris signed a pretty big deal for the Pistons. Only got 9 points out of this with 4 for 11 field goals plus the N1. 10 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 steal on the block. Then their small forward Tim Hardaway Jr., who went to Michigan, by the way. Did you know that? That he went to Michigan, and he's technically back in Michigan because Detroit's in Michigan. 20 points for Tim Hardaway with 7 for 7 free throws, 3 3-pointers, 5 for 10 in field goals with 1 assist. So he's definitely a offensive player and not a playmaker or a defensive guy. Jalen Duren, their center, scored 10 points with 5 or 6 in field goals, 11 rebounds, so he has a double-double, and 2 assists and 3 blocks. Nothing surprised there. And, of course, Cade Cunningham with 24 points, still their best player. He's their captain. Let's be real. He's their captain. 4 3-pointers, 9 for 18 in field goals, 2 for 3 in free throws. He should have been 3 for 3 in free throws, if I'm being honest. But he is. But he does have 8 rebounds, 6 assists, 2 steals, and a block. And, what's his name? Jaden Ivey, who is their point guard. He has 18 points with 5 3-pointers, 6 for 16 in field goals, 1 for 2 in free throws with 4 rebounds, 1 assist, 2 steals. And then off the bench, they have a combined bench points of 15. Was it 15? 6 plus 6 equals 12. 14. No, 17 points. My mistake on that. So I'm completely wrong on the bench points. So, nothing crazy about the bench other than Isaiah Stewart with the freaking whopping 15 rebounds. We could have had that. We kind of do. We could have had that. All right, next up, Miami Heat starters. Jovic with just 6 points with 2 3-pointers, 4 rebounds, and an assist. Jimmy Butler with 23 points with 7 for 11 in field goals. He only attempted 1 3-pointer, but he missed it. 9. I'm just gonna stop right there. He has 9 free throws. He got 9 free throws in. That's all I'll say. He does have 4 rebounds, 7 assists, 4 steals. Clutch fourth quarter once again. Bam Adebayo, 12 points, with 10 rebounds, so he has a double-double. 4 assists and 3 steals and 3 blocks, so great defensive game for Bam Adebayo. He has 2 free throws out of 4, 5 for 9 in field goals. Tyler Hero, 19 points with 3 for 12 in three-pointers, 7 for 20 in field goals, 2 for 2 free throws with 4 rebounds, 6 assists, 1 steal. So not bad for Tyler Hero. Obviously, with the amount of shooting that he's doing, he obviously would have won a whole lot more than what he got. But this was good. This was good enough. He did have a lot of points contributions, as well as Terry Rozier. Terry Rozier was absolutely a dog. 20 points for him, 5 for 12 in three-pointers, 7 for 16 in field goals, only one free throw, which was an and one 4-point play. Incredible. Once again, Rozier did it again. He's amazing. 5 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 steal. And off the bench, I mean, of course, you got Jaime Jaquez with 12 points, 2 three-pointers, 9 and 5 for 10 in field goals, 9 rebounds and 3 steals. Duncan Robinson with 2 3-pointers to make it 6 points. Highsmith with pretty good points, especially in the second half. And Thomas Bryant has a 3-pointer, and plus the N1. I'm serious. Actually, was it N1? Oh wait, no, never mind. No way, this was not N1. He actually got fouled during the Jimmy Butler free throws. After the free throw was happened, I'll explain that. I'll explain that when the time comes. Now that the box score is out of the way, let us talk about this game. Dwyane Wade, statue night. It starts off with a Tobias Harris driving layup plus the N1. So already 3-0 Detroit. Jovic with a 3-pointer to tie it up. Tim Hardaway with 2 free throws off a Butler foul. Rozier ties it up again 5-5. Cade Cunningham with the 3-pointer. Tyler Hero with the 2-point shot. Durant with the nasty alley-oop dunk with 10-7. Adebayo gets fouled, and he misses both free throws. Not good, bro. Not good. But eventually we would get the points, as Tyler Hero would get the shot off. Cade Cunningham will respond to make it 12-9. Hero makes it. And Ive with the pull-up shot. Rozier with the shot of his own, and then Jimmy Butler with a dunk to put the Heat ahead by 1 with 15 for 14. Pistons call a timeout. Cade Cunningham with the 3-pointer to make it 17 for 15, and we get a response with the 3-pointer. It's Tyler Hero with the 3-pointer. Cade Cunningham gets fouled by Rozier. He makes both free throws. Durant with the layup to make it 21-18. Jaime Jaquez ties the game up with a 3-pointer. Cade Cunningham with the 3-pointer in response to that. Bam Adebayo does get those 2 free throws in off of Tobias Harris' personal foul. This time he makes up for it. So Ronald Holland II, Jr., with this point shot to make it 26-23. And everyone just keeps missing from this point up until 57 seconds left with the first quarter. Bryant is missing. Fontecchio gets blocks the shot, but he's missing a 3-pointer. Eventually, there'll be a Thomas Bryant foul. Ive only makes 1 for 2. Butler gets fouled. He makes both free throws. Ive with the 3-pointer. And then Duncan Robinson with the 3-pointer to get that off. And then there'll be a shot clock violation of Detroit. And Miami will not get the shot off in time. And even if they did, they missed the shot. So, the end of the first quarter, Detroit wins that quarter 30-28. Pretty good battle so far. The second quarter starts off with the Malik Beasley 3-pointer. He misses. And Butler with the rebound gets fouled, but side out. He makes a shot to tie it up. Cade Cunningham with the 2-point shot. Thomas Bryant makes a 3-pointer. Really? Now he's shooting at 3-pointers now? Hey, I'm not complaining if it works, but man, okay, maybe re-signing him is worth it. First impressions. Hollins with the shot off that recaptures the lead for Detroit. Butler will reconnect. Fontecchio with a 3-pointer to recapture the lead for Detroit. Butler gets fouled. He makes both free throws. Bam Adebayo with the jumper. With the jumper there, as there would be an offensive rebound, and then they said it's Detroit basketball. They said it's Detroit basketball. They said, what is it? Call overturned. They said it's Detroit basketball, but the Heat challenged this, and it was determined that that there was a steal, and the Heat has the basketball. They initially ruled it a Detroit basketball. Heat challenged it, and then they won the challenge. The call was overturned. And the Heat capitalized off of this. Challenge, as Rozier would make it 42-37 with a 3-pointer. Holland with the driving layup. Tim Hardaway gets both free throws and off the Rozier foul. And Tobias Harris gets fouled. Tyler Hero with 2 free throws. Duran with the 2 points. Jaime Jaquez with the 2 points of his own. And Jaime Jaquez with the 2-point shot to keep it going. Bam Adebayo. This dunk was electric. It was nasty. He makes an alley-oop dunk from Terry Rozier's assist. It was nasty. The whole crowd just went bonkers. I went bonkers with this dunk. It was an awesome alley-oop dunk. As always, this is the Bam Adebayo that I love to see. Absolutely. Cade Cunningham with the 3-pointer. And this is the Terry Rozier that is just so dynamic. He makes a 3-pointer and one. He makes that 3-pointer and gets fouled by Cade Cunningham. And Rozier, of course, Terry Rozier gets that 4th point. It's a 4-point play. So instead of being at 53-46, it's 54-46. Big difference. Malik Beasley would respond with a 3-pointer, though. But Tyler Hero makes a 3-pointer of his own. Tobias Harris with the pull-up shot. And Butler in response. And then Terry Rozier steals the ball from Ivey, and Rozier with another 3-pointer. It is a pull-up jump shot. And Haywood Highsmith with the key steal, and Bam Adebayo, another electric dunk. The Heat is on a run. At this point. Pistons call a timeout to calm things down. It's 64-51 Miami right now. It's awesome. Tobias Harris after the offensive rebound, after a block by Bam Adebayo, Tobias Harris would get that shot in. But that would be the last shot of the second quarter, as it would be halftime there. Rozier almost, kind of, but not quite, make that half court shot. That ball just sailed over the basket. But halftime here, 64-53. The Heat win that third quarter by a mile. The Heat outscored the Pistons 36-23, folks. However, in the third quarter, the Pistons outscored the Heat 26-14. Yeah, this was Detroit's quarter. And I should say this. Before the third quarter started, we have a halftime ceremony. Well, not quite a ceremony, but a halftime talk from our GOAT, DWAYNE Wade. He pretty much said thank you, everyone. He appreciates everyone, and also the key words that he said, and this really stuck with me. This is our house, not their house. Get them out of our house. Something along the lines there. I'm going to find it just very quickly. If I can find it, I'll have the notifications. Then I'll definitely tell you immediately. Can't spell Dwayne Wade statue night without a W. That's actually kind of true. No, I can't find it. I'll find it. But he said something along the lines of, "This is our house. Get them out of our house. Get them out of our house." You know what I'm talking about, right? So that really stuck with me. Anyway, third quarter starts. Tim Hardaway with the 3-pointer. Bam Adebayo with the 2-point shot in response to it. Kay Cunningham with a 12-foot shot in response to the Bam Adebayo shot. A couple minutes, actually a minute later, a lot of 3-pointers were being missed by both sides. Tim Hardaway would make the jump shot, and then this is another case of an out of bounds situation. They said Heat basketball initially, but Detroit challenged this, and it went off Terry Rozier first, unfortunately. So unfortunately, the Detroit Pistons would retain their timeouts as they did win the coach's challenge for the Pistons. So side out, Tim Hardaway gets a 3-pointer, and they're on that 12-0 run to start the third quarter. And then so at that point it's 66-63. Jalen Duren makes this dunk to put the Pistons within 1 point. The Heat called timeout. Jovic with the 3-pointer to keep them ahead, but Tim Hardaway with the response 3, and then the Heat blew it. The Heat blew this lead as Tim Hardaway would get a go-ahead shot to make it 70-69. Absolute horrific basketball by Miami Heat. Ive gets called for a foul. Jimmy Butler with 2 free throws to recapture the lead for the Heat. There were some really close opportunities for the Heat to try to climb up again. They would eventually do so, as Hero would steal the basketball from Ive and he just slams dunk it. It's a really good steal and fast break for Tyler Hero. And another steal, this time Hotcat steals the basketball, but this time Hero should have gotten that bucket in. That ball could not go in the hoop. It's awful. Tobias Harris with the shot to capitalize off the somehow, some way mistake, and Ive would capture the lead for the Pistons again. And then there would be, and at this point there would be a 3-pointer by Rozier. He misses. And then there will be yet another coach's challenge. There will be another challenge by the Pistons. Let's see if I remember this correctly, because the Panthers game and the Heat game was happening at the same time. I think this is around the time where the Panthers and Sabres were beating the crap out of each other. So let's see if I remember this. I think there was a foul called. Let's see, was it a foul? I don't quite remember. Who cares? Actually, I do. The Pistons challenged the call, I believe. Let's see if I remember this correctly. Heat offensive team rebound. I guess who had the basketball, or was there a foul that happened? But they ended up doing a jump ball. They ended up going for a jump ball. Bam would win that jump ball. Butler gets a possession. Butler would get that shot in. I think they called a foul on the Pistons, and then they overturn it, or the out of bounds situation. I don't quite remember. I'm sorry, folks. Again, this is roughly around the time the Panthers and the Sabres were beating the crap out of each other. I kind of lost focus. This is what happens when you watch 2 games at once, so I apologize. But there was a jump ball. Butler wins it. Bam Adebayo wins it. Butler has possession, and he would score on those points. And then Beasley with the 3-point miss, and then Thomas Bryant just absolutely whacks Isaiah Stewart, and he gets a flagrant foul. Type 1. They looked at a review to see if there's anything more egregious, and thankfully, it's not flagrant 2. That was a silly move by Bryant, and Stewart would make those 2 free throws. So no flagrant 2, it's a flagrant 1. So that's bad. That's bad right there. So, but the Heat needed to wake up, and they were not able to do so. Fontecchio with the tip-in shot after an offensive rebound a couple of times over. And Duncan Robinson sparks up the Heat with a three-pointer before the third quarter ends. Ivey with the missed shot. And in the end, Detroit outscore us 26-14 in the third quarter. And the score would be 79-78 Detroit. And mind you, we ended the third quarter 64-53, so a huge turnaround. The fourth quarter, obviously it's huge. Butler gets fouled to start off. He only got 1 for 2 in. 1 for 2 from the free throws. And then there would be a loose ball foul after the second shot from Jimmy Butler. So Bryant goes on the line, and he makes that free throw in. So it became 80-79 anyway. So that's nice. Butler after the missed shot with the driving layup plus the and one, and he makes the third point to make it 83-79. Then Haywood Highsmith steals the basketball from Kay Cunningham, and he drives it in for a layup plus the and one, but he missed the free throw. So no 3 points there. Butler with the steal, he gives it to Haywood Highsmith, and Highsmith with the Heat run, timeout Detroit. So good start for the Miami Heat so far, folks. So Detroit calls a timeout. Jaime Jaquez with the clutch 3 to make it 90-79 for the Heat. And they're not stopping. Fontecchio gets fouled. 2 free throws happen, but he only makes 1 out of 2. Kay Cunningham with the 2 points. Detroit was starting to make some points in, and this is because of Kay Cunningham and Tim Hardaway, but this was a 3-point foul from Bam Adebayo. Tim Hardaway makes all 3 free throws to make it 90-87. Tyler Hero makes this 3-pointer in response, and Cunningham misses the layup. Jaime Jaquez with a 2-point shot to make it 95-87. Duran with the 2-point shot, and then Terry Rozier with another nasty 3-pointer to keep the Heat ahead by a dozen. Nobody's able to make some points in for about a minute or two. Butler's trying to make one. Duran blocks Butler's shot. Bam Adebayo cannot get a 3 in. So and then there's shot clock violation. I feel like Duncan Robinson should have got that shot in. Ivey with the 3-pointer to get back within. And Bam Adebayo with that shot in to keep the Heat ahead. Terry Rozier with the 3-pointer next to make it 103-92 for the Heat. Ivey with the 3-pointer. Butler makes 1 for 2 free throws after an Ivey foul. Ivey with the 3-pointer to make it 104-98. And Butler seals the deal with that shot in as Tobias Harris would try to get that 3-point step-back jump shot. And shot clock violation, that's it. A really tough battle, fourth quarter for the Miami Heat as they prevail and win this game on Dwayne Wade's statue night, 106-98 against Detroit Pistons. As when we look at the team stats, offensively, 98 for 88, or 38-88 for the Heat in field goals, that's 43.2%. 35-91 for the Pistons, that's 38.5%. 3 points, 15 for 47 for the Heat, that's 31.9%. 31.9%. 14 for 38, that's 36.8%. Free throws, 14 for 17 for the Pistons, that's 82.4%. 75.0%, which was 15 for 20 for the Miami Heat. 54 rebounds for the Pistons, 44 rebounds for the Heat. Assists, 24 assists for the Heat, 14 for the Pistons, 14 steals for the Heat. That's huge. They only have 6. They have 6 blocks though, and we have only 3. Turnovers were a little factor, but our turnover chain was the big reason why the Heat would win this game, especially when we conceded those points off. Our large lead was 13. We do got a technical foul. We do have a technical foul and a flagrant fouls. So that's what happened. But regardless of all that, the Heat win this game 106-98. They start the season 2-1. 2-1 to start the year off. And I say it's a pretty hard fought battle as on Wednesday, that's their next match. They play against the Knicks in Miami. So that's a big matchup for the Heat. But anyway, there you go. That's going to do it for this one. If you like this video, hit the like button, subscribe for content, because Miami TV guys are back. And when he does, he'll be right there with you for the entertainment you deserve. 2 for 2 for tonight, folks. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Good night.